Yeah, like T.I. and Tiny Son King said, we are standing on business, honey, on this weight loss journey. No struggling going on here. We're managing, we're handling all of our issues with cravings, all of our, you know, challenging moments when, the scale isn't moving in the right direction. We're not throwing in a towel. We're not giving up. We're not going to be around here having a pity party saying we're struggling. We're standing on business. We're managing it. We're handling it. We are pressing through it. That's what we're doing. Love you, I will love you like a queen. I would take you to a place you've never been. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? How are my sun rays? Listen, if you are new here, my name is Twan, and I have been on a weight loss journey with Zepbound since December of 2024. And I am so excited to share with you guys right now in this video how things have been going for me. Sorry about that. I don't know where I left off at, but my audio transmitter went out, my microphone. So I'm just going to talk without the microphone. With that being said, this morning, when I woke up a few minutes before my alarm clock went off, I started looking at more of my comments and I started, responding. And I saw this one comment from Linda's Journey. I don't know if you guys know her, but go check her out. She's like the queen of mixology. She loves to mix all these different drinks together and things like that, sugar-free drinks. I get a lot of great ideas from her on different things to drink. With that being said, Linda commented on one of my videos. It was a video that I did on Saturday, and I was out back on my patio. I was refreshing up my patio to surprise my husband because you guys know we were in football season. So he was at work, and I said, I'm going to surprise him. My husband is a fan of Atlanta Falcons and the Georgia Bulldogs. However, he's more of a fan. He's a bigger college football fan, so he loves the Georgia Bulldogs. So I got all this decor that I purchased a few years back for him, and I said, I'm going to pull it all out, and I'm going to decorate Georgia Bulldogs for him on a patio so he can watch a lot of his football games in peace without me interrupting him on the patio. Because now that I'm on this journey, my husband get in there and he go watching TV in the gathering room. And sometimes I'll be in here recording and I have to go out there and tell him, hey, calm down a little bit or talk a little softer. Or like last football season, I couldn't really record in the home. I would have to get up early in the morning and record, or don't record on days that football come on. Because when those games on, he get to going. He be in the, you swear he in the room with a whole bunch of men. But he be in there by himself and he be talking to the TV like they can really hear him. But he gets so excited about the football game, So I was like, I'm going to put it outside so he can go out there sometime in case I'm recording. He don't have to be interrupting me. So I'm thinking ahead. But, he purchased the TV out there for that purpose. So it's not like I'm just kicking my husband out of his home. Anyway, with that being said, so I was decorating. And I had this flag, and I was like, you know what? I don't have a flagpole. I'm just going to put it on the wall. So I stood up on the sofa that's out there to hang the flag up, and I stretched it out, and I hung it on the wall. I did it without any thought in my mind. I just got up there and just did it. Well, Miss Linda commented on the video. And let me just read her comment because I want to make sure I read this exactly how she stated it, you guys. She said, that was so sweet, Twan. I noticed a non-scale victory. You stood on that sofa without a care or thought. Would you have did that months ago? So proud of your success, Twan. Listen, those of you who don't know me, I'm very transparent. I try to be as honest as possible at all times. Miss Linda broke me down. Oh my God, she broke me down with that, y'all. And here I am breaking down again. Miss Linda broke me down with that, y'all. Miss Linda got the best of me, y'all, with that comment. Because for those of you who are new here, when I started this journey, I was 394.4 pounds. I gotta gather myself, y'all. I shouldn't. Why did I put on this mascara and eyeliner? Oh my God. But I clean myself up because I got a long way to go before I go to work. I was 394.4 pounds. I was almost 400 pounds. That's huge for me. I'm just going to say it. That's huge. 400 pounds. I never want to see that number ever again. 394.4 pounds. Never. When I began my journey, the weight started to come off. I was feeling so good about myself. I had hope that I was going to get to a certain amount by 1 year. 100 pounds. I'm telling you, I thought I was going to lose 100 pounds in 1 year. That's what my mind was. And in the beginning, the weight was just started falling off. I was on Wegovy. Falling off. I was on everything right. Then all of a sudden, things happened. I went through a big shift. And the weight begins to slowly drop. I'm like, what's going on? All this I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What's going on? I'm going to fast forward because I don't want to prolong this video and make it an hour long. I had to go back and forth to my doctor. I would come on here on YouTube and share with my sun rays. I would get advice from my sun rays, suggestions, going back and forth to my doctor. Finally, I gave in and started using Zepbound. My doctor was trying to get me on Zepbound as soon as it came out. But no, I wanted to be loyal to Wegovy for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't want to change medicines. That's basically what it was. I didn't want to change medicines. I wanted to be loyal. I felt like I had to be loyal for whatever reason. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to excuse me for cleaning my nose. I'm sorry. I want to be loyal to Wegovy for some reason. I finally started Zepbound, and the weight began to start coming off again. And I began to start seeing hope, you know. And shortly after starting the Zepbound, I think within 2 or 3 weeks, boom, I hit that 100-pound mark. However, it was almost 2 years later, but I hit it, you know. I think it was 1 year and 10 months. I hit the 100-pound mark. Yeah. I started to feel so much better. Confidence, you know, started to increase like crazy. You know, y'all see it. I have so many people say, Twan, you're so confident and blah, blah, blah. I was really feeling so good, you know, about myself. This Zepbound has really been a game changer for me. It really has. It has been a game changer for me. I went into deep thought because right now in my garage, I have a stool. Well, it's not a stool, a little stand that you can unfold that I climb up on to take things out of the top shelves and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it goes up to 400 pounds. You have to be at least 400 pounds. Um, you can't be over 400 pounds to get on it. I intentionally would always purchase chairs and furniture and different things where you had to be, you know, it will hold, let's say that the furniture would hold 300 plus pounds because I didn't want to buy, stuff that was going to break when I sit on it. I remember years ago breaking a plastic porch chair at one of my friend's mom's house. Talking about embarrassing. Yeah, one of those plastic chairs stood up and did like that and the thing popped. The little $5 chairs you get from the dollar store. But that was embarrassing for me. I was like, oh, here's the money, buy you another chair. And mom was like, no, it's okay, but still it was embarrassing. So for me to have stood up on that sofa outside, I'm going to insert the clip so you can see it. I did it without any thought. Didn't even think about it, you guys. It never crossed my mind that, wait, Twan, go in your garage and get that stool. You too heavy to stand up on that sofa. It never crossed my mind at all. I never had the thought until Miss Linda commented on my video and I read it this morning. I was like, wow, Miss Linda, you took me way back. A few months ago, I never would have stood up on that sofa. Never. Never. Because I would have been fearful that I would have broken the sofa. Okay? I would have probably caved in and went through the iron or metal, whatever it's made out of, collapsed. Okay? Hit the ground, hurt myself. I never would have done that. Never. A few months ago. And I don't know what made me just stood up on that sofa. All I can say is my fear is leaving. My fear of being so heavy is leaving me. That I don't even have a thought to think about breaking stuff anymore because my body is too heavy from the weight, all the fat that I've been carrying around. This is a wonderful feeling, you guys. This is a wonderful feeling. I had to gather myself, y'all, because I didn't want to break down too much in this video, but Miss Linda broke me down this morning. I couldn't even exercise. I went into the restroom, to use the restroom and things like that, to wash my face, brush my teeth, all that. And I just couldn't gather myself. I just said, you know what, Twan? Go record a video. Share with your son Rays how you feel. How this journey of being on Zepbound has really changed your mindset. How you find yourself doing things that you never ever done before because of the fact that you was afraid that you would break things. I never would have stood up on a piece of furniture like that prior to Zepbound. When I was on Wegovy, I was pulling out my stool, my folding stand. It's about three steps on it, 3 steps high. That I would take things off top of the refrigerator, out of the top, cabinets and things like that. When I was putting things on my shelf in my room, I never would have imagined doing that. I know y'all probably sick of me talking about it, but I'm just basking in this moment right now, you guys. This is a huge non-scale victory for me. Comment down below and let me know what huge non-scale victory that you've had to bask in the moment since you've been on your journey, your weight loss journey, regardless if you're on a GLP medication or not. Since you've been on your weight loss journey, has there been a moment, or have there been a moment where you just had to just sit there and just bask in it, enjoy it, suck it all up? This is my moment, guys. Like Nicki Minaj say, if I can just have that moment for life, this is it. This is that moment right now for me. I'm just in awe. Thank you, Miss Linda. From the heart, thank you. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention because I didn't ever think about it. Never thought about it. With that being said, you guys, I'm just going to move right along. I was going to wait until tonight when I go live to share live what my first week of being on 15 milligrams is really like, the experience that I had the whole entire week, and what my weight loss is, because I lost weight, you guys. I lost 1.3 pounds, you guys, my first week. So when I weighed in yesterday morning, my current weight is 270.3. Now, when I took a picture of the scale says 270.2. So I'm going to show you this right here. The scale says 270.2. But however, when I did the body scan, it came up as 270.3. So I'm just going to go with the heavy of both numbers, which is, or should I go with the picture? What y'all say? I'm going to go with what the analysis says. 270.3. So that put my current weight at 270.3, which means I lost 1.3 pounds. And so my total weight loss since starting on this journey, I am down 124.2 pounds. Yes, I am so happy. Yes. Now, when I started Wegovy, I was 394.4. My last weigh-in on Wegovy was December the 4th, and I weighed in at 299 pounds. So the day that I weigh in is the same day I do my injection. So when I did my first Zepbound injection on December the 4th, I was 299 pounds. So today I am 270.3. So let's do the math. 299 minus 270.3 is 28.7 pounds. So I have lost 28.7 pounds since December the 4th. Now, with that being said, some people may say, oh, Twan, that's not a lot of weight. That's 8 months. So let me just divide by 8 months. So it's showing that I'm averaging 3.5 pounds. Well, yeah, 3.5 pounds. Or we can round it up to 4 pounds. So Twan is showing that you're losing, it's 3.58. So we, round it up to 4 pounds. You're losing about an average of 3.5 to 4 pounds a month. Somebody may say, well, Twan, that's not a lot of weight. Well, let me just tell you, it is. It is. I am averaging. I'm right in the middle of where you should be on a successful weight loss. That means that I am averaging a pound a week. That is amazing. Anytime you lose 0.4 pounds to 2 pounds a week, that is a successful weight loss. A successful, safe, healthy weight loss. And for me to have been on this journey right now, over 2.5 years, and my average is 3.5 to 4 pounds a month, that's awesome. That is amazing. I am happy. Happy. I am so happy with those results. Studies show the longer you're on a weight loss journey, regardless if you're on medication or not, your weight loss is going to slow down. It's going to slow down. You can start off losing 3 pounds a week. But by the time you get to that 2.5, 3 year mark, if you losing 0.2 a week, that's something to be, yes, that's something to celebrate. I'm just telling you now. Celebrate it. Okay? So I am really happy about my success right now, my journey, how well things is going. You know, that I'm still able to keep the scale moving in the right direction. I am so happy, you guys, right now. I am overjoyous right now of my results. When I think about it, I'm not where I thought I would have been, but I thank God where I am. You know how the old people say, I ain't where I want to be, but I thank God I ain't what I used to be. So that's me right now. I may not be where I thought I was going to be, but I thank God, hallelujah, I ain't where I used to be. I may not be at that 199 where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not at 394.4. Hallelujah. I'm not at 394.4. So I have a lot to celebrate about right now. I got to be careful, y'all. I want to start shouting at him because my husband, he's still asleep. But I am just so happy, you guys, of where I'm at right now. Comment down below and let me know, where did you start? How long you been on the medication? And where you are now in weight, if you're willing to reveal that. Also, comment down below and let me know, are you where you thought you were going to be? And if you're not there yet, I want you to have the same mindset that I have. You know, I want you to really look at everything and say, you know, wow, I'm not at 160 pounds like I want it to be. But I'm not at 250 like I used to be. Wow. I'm not at 120 pounds like I want to be. But I'm not at 180 pounds like I was last year. I want you guys to have that same mindset. And don't beat yourself up for not being at that 120 or that 150 or that 200 right now. But just be happy and joyous that you're not where you were day one when you started on your journey. I would love for you guys to come up tonight when I go live and to share your starting point and your current point. And just share, you know, how it's been for you on your journey. How you had to manage the ups and the downs. I was having a conversation yesterday with Kim J. Sweet Healthy Life. If you're not following her, go follow her. Kim J. Sweet Healthy Life. And I was sharing with her some things about my childhood. And I was telling her, Kim, you know, this is a moment where I'm opening up, you know, with you and our friendship. And I shared some things from my childhood with her. And as I was talking to her, I said to her, my struggles. And then I had to catch myself. The Holy Spirit say, girl, stop. That wasn't no struggle. To most people, and back then, when you were in it, you thought it was a struggle. But now that you're looking at it, you wasn't struggling because you wasn't liking. You didn't go without. You was managing. You wasn't struggling. And as I'm sharing that with her, I say, wow, Kim, I wasn't struggling. I was managing. I'm sharing all this with her, my thoughts as I'm talking, as the Holy Spirit was changing it. And I said to her, I said, Kim, that's just like on our weight loss journey. I'm going to stop using the word struggle in my videos. Because plenty of times I said struggle. Even on live, I say struggle. I'm not doing that no more. There's no struggling. It's managing. We're not struggling nothing. We're managing. We're handling it. That's what we're doing. Like T.I. and Tiny Son said, standing on business. We're standing on business on this weight loss journey. That's what we're doing. I think his name King. Yeah, like T.I. and Tiny Son King said, we are standing on business, honey, on this weight loss journey. No struggling going on here. We're managing. We're handling all of our issues with cravings, all of our, challenging moments when, the scale isn't moving in the right direction. We're not throwing in a towel. We're not giving up. We're not going to be around here having a pity party saying we're struggling. We're standing on business. We're managing it. We're handling it. We are pressing through it. That's what we're doing going forward. We're going to change our whole mindset. How about that? That's what I want us to do going forward, you guys. I want us to think about some of the words, some of the terminology that we're using when we're talking about our journey. I want us to start using more positive words, going forward. That's what I plan to do going forward. So Kim J, Sweet Healthy Life, I appreciate you, sis. I love you so much for the friendship that we're building, the sisterhood that we're building, being able to find a safe space to open up, to be vulnerable and share things with you. I appreciate that. With that being said, you guys, I have a lot more that I can share about how things going on my Zepbound journey. If you're interested in hearing more how things went on my first week of being on King Zep, come on to my channel tonight at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will take a deeper dive in how the entire first week went. And then later, you guys, I will do a video of a breakdown, more detail of how everything's been from day one, 7.5 milligrams of Zepbound, 10 milligrams of Zepbound, 12.5 milligrams of Zepbound. I'm going to do a whole deep dive breakdown, give you my open and honest review about how it was for Twan. Let's just say that, because I can't speak on how it is for everybody. I'm not going to get into the scientific of it all and the studies and all that. I'm just going to talk about me and my journey. So with that being said, you guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and share this video out. Share it out to family members, friends, coworkers, anyone who you feel this could help them, to help kickstart their journey, give them a little bit of hope. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so much. My sun rays, y'all the best. Y'all the best. I'm reading through a lot of my comments from you guys when I asked if I went to GLP-1 jail. If the GLP-1 police officer arrest me, who would come bail me out? And just to see y'all comments, I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, they love me. My sun rays really love me. Y'all be rocking with your girl, and I appreciate y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. I do. God bless you guys. I will chat with you guys tonight. Adios. Hasta luego. Arrivederci.